Welcome back to the programme. We start here in the UK. In a dramatic turnaround, Britain's new Finance Minister, UK Chancellor Jeremy Hunt, has scrapped almost all of the tax cuts announced by his predecessor, who was forced to step down. It's an attempt to calm the jittery financial markets and try to restore confidence in Britain's economy. All this comes as British Prime Minister Liz Truss remains under immense pressure, with some of her own backbenchers calling on her to resign. Our political correspondent Helen Catt reports.
Morning, Chancellor. Which measures will you be announcing today?
A barrage of questions for the new Chancellor, who'd decided the markets couldn't wait any longer for some answers, as he comprehensively closed the door on the government's mini-budget.
Firstly, we will reverse almost all the tax measures announced in the growth plan 3 weeks ago that have not started parliamentary legislation. The basic rate of income tax will remain at 20%. And it will do so indefinitely until economic circumstances allow for it to be cut. I'm announcing today a Treasury-led review into how we support energy bills beyond April next year. The objective is to design a new approach that will cost the taxpayer significantly less than planned.
The mini-budget was delivered by the previous Chancellor Kwasi Kwareng on the 23rd of September. It started unravelling on the 3rd of October when the government backtracked on cutting the 45p top rate of tax. Then on Friday the 14th of October, the previous Chancellor was sacked and the pledge not to raise corporation tax scrapped too. Then today, the income tax cut stopped indefinitely and a 2-year promise on energy bills now only guaranteed until April. What remains of the plans? The cut to national insurance and stamp duty.
The most important objective for our country right now is stability. Governments cannot eliminate volatility in markets, but they can play their part, and we will do so, because instability affects the prices of things in shops, the cost of mortgages, and the values of pensions.
Outside Parliament, opposition politicians lined up to say it was too late.
What has been the point of all of this? We have had 24 days, I think it is, since the mini-budget. Almost all of that is now scrapped, but huge economic pain lumped onto people across these islands.
The damage has already been done. Thousands of people are already facing hundreds of pounds extra on their mortgage payments. Pensioners are going to be worried about their pensions, and now we're hearing that there are potentially going to be cuts to public services, which will leave many more people concerned about what that means for them.
So attention turns again to number 10. The economic strategy on which Liz Truss won her job has been ripped up.
She's in an impossible position where the survival of the government is dependent on publicly torching everything that she believes. So today is a humiliation for her, it's a humiliation for the government.
The challenge for Liz Truss is to convince her own MPs that she has more to offer as Prime Minister. Many of them have privately been saying they just can't see a way back. A few of them are starting to say it publicly now too.
If your confidence levels as a Prime Minister are in single figures, the position is frankly irretrievable. And we don't have time now, between now and over the next 2 years, to waste in seeing if we can repair Liz as our Prime Minister.
The Chancellor will face questions about his statement from MPs in the Commons later, as his boss faces continued questions about her future. Helen Catt, BBC News, Westminster.